Welcome to the Life and a Bookshelf podcast with Beck Mills. Here you will find convos, connection, and random musings all about this 30-something life. We talk lifelong learning, we talk books reading, mini book reviews, writing, all the way through to home and wellness hacks and making a positive impact with our time here on earth in our own lives, our families, and out in our wider community. I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Hey, I wanted to jump on really quick today. I literally just finished the audiobook, Britney Spears, The Woman in Me, and I wanted to just share a little bit about how it's affecting me today, because I had it on my wish list for a while. I was like, looks interesting. Pretty much, grew up with Britney. If you're around my age, mid-30s as well, you probably did too. Loved her music, still to this day. Brings back memories, like when I hear it on the radio and stuff, I'm like, oh yeah, I remember doing this when this song come out. And so I was intrigued. So I had it on my Audible wish list for ages, and then I saw it was on Spotify. They include audiobooks now if you have premium. So yeah, I just was like, hey, I feel in the mood to listen to this. And I'm not a big person for like celebrity memoirs and stuff like that. I haven't listened to or read a whole heap of them. So this is kind of like a new genre. I think the last one I read was Elton John. I think that's the only musician. That's probably the only other musician one I've read. I've been wanting to read Dave Grohl's one, but other than that, so I was a bit like, I'll just see how it goes. I'll just take a listen while I'm packing up, packing again, and I was enthralled. Like this, if you have it on your wish list or you have it on your to read list, please go and have a listen or have a read. If you get a chance, if you're anything like me, you kind of grew up with Britney, on the music videos and TV and on your radio constantly when you're growing up. It's a really, really, really powerful memoir. And so much into her backstory that you just couldn't even imagine happening in your life, a friend's life, or I just couldn't even imagine. And the stuff that she has been through is insane. And I felt really emotional. I felt really triggered. I felt really angry, even at times listening to it, just thinking how can people do this to other people and get away with it? And I know it's not the worst thing to happen to people in the world or anything like that, but still, I was like, how do people just get so beyond and dehumanize, especially with their family, their children, and it's just an insane memoir. So I wanted to jump on and just recommend it really quick. So Brittany does read the introduction and the prologue, and then another lady, name slipping, I think it's Michelle, someone, reads the rest of the story. But as it went through the book, it just felt like her telling her story. The voice-wise, it kind of matched. I don't know if that makes sense. Anyway, it was really enthralling. I pretty much listened to it just today in an afternoon, and hardly stopped it. The kids came out, and I was like, nope, I'm going to do it. I'll be with you in a minute. So yeah, I just felt that this whole range of emotions listening to it. Really, really interesting, really sad, just really sad, some of the stuff that she had to go through. And I just really liked getting in a background, an inside, I guess, inside story on her and how she grew up. And like the kind of person she is, because all that we see in the media is just the media's portrayal. So I think that was a really good, and I just love that it was just a really big FU to her family that treated her like shit for years and years and years. So yeah, I just really hope she's doing well these days. Sounds like she's doing better. But yeah, I just couldn't believe like what it triggered in me, like what I was feeling, and I was just like, man, I haven't had I did a mini book review on Gary John Bishop's Unfuck Yourself, his book, and that book really got me like fired up. Like that's not a memoir by any stretch of the imagination. It's a personal development book. But yeah, it was just like the emotions. I was like, gosh, I don't know if it's just this time of year or just the mood that I was in. But I'm really glad that I listened to it. And I think, empathy for people that are in the limelight, sometimes we're a bit just like, oh, it's all well and good for them. They have got $1 million to spare or blah, 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 blah. But I think maybe it's not us personally, but with the media and dehumanizing celebrities, like it's sad. It's sad that we become dehumanized and just the judgments and stuff from what we see. So yeah, I feel like the empathy has gone up a bit today. But yeah, I would love to hear what you thought about the book as well if you have read it. So The Woman in Me by Britney Spears. I would love to hear. You can DM me over on Instagram at Life and a Bookshelf Podcast, all one word, all lowercase. Or if it's on your to be read list or pile, I would love to hear it as well. It was really good, the audiobook. So if you're into audiobooks as well, I'd recommend taking a listen to that. And yeah, I just think it's really cool now that we get audiobooks included in Spotify Premium. Really, really cool. Not always the same ones as Audible and stuff, but I have had a few and I'm like, oh, sweet, I don't have to wait for my credit. I can just, my Audible credit, I can just listen to it on Spotify. Bloody brilliant. Anyway, short and sweet. Let me know what you reckon about the book, or if it's on your to be read list. I would love, love, love to hear it. But I will catch you really soon. Have a great one. So that's all for today. Make sure you click that follow button on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen. I thank you so much for taking the time to listen in today. Appreciate you. I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. You absolutely deserve it. Talk soon.